Good flipping morning, Miami Dolphin fans in South Florida. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. The sun has risen. I look out my window to the south and I see clouds over Miami. But we kind of need the rain. So I'll be back in a second. Once again, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you joining me this morning. I went with the chill intro. I gotta get that. I gotta get that made longer. It doesn't quite give me a chance to get all my breathing done before I have to go for talk for a minute. But the voice is feeling a little bit better. I'm going to try to keep it low energy. Oh, I got a lot to say. I'm pissed, but I'm going to try to keep my voice a little more low energy to keep it on the rest, since we don't have another football game until next Sunday. And to be honest with you, there's going to be a lot to talk about this week. And the problem is I can't, like, I go onto Twitter and I look on at the mood of the community and the fan base and all that and everything else, and I'm about to blow a lid. I don't know what else to do but come to y'all, our loyal viewers and listeners here at the Fins Tailgate, who know how to hit the like button and subscribe if they haven't already. If you're on Twitch or Twitter, come on over and subscribe. You'll find out that we're a nice family over here, and we'll drop a tailgate anytime we feel the need to. So you have to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, you may miss some of the other ways that I should say, share out the show. So hit the like button. Let YouTube know that we're live. I got a few things to say. I'm gonna show you what's going on. Like, just to give you an example, we're gonna look at my timeline together, just so you see where I'm coming from, because it's just absolutely ridiculous. It really is. I feel like I'm in another universe. I'm pretty sure I jotted down the coordinates to my universe to make sure I can get back. But I need to check those coordinates with the ones that I'm currently looking at, because I honestly don't believe I woke up in the same universe. Shout out to a few of you in chat already. Looks like everybody still kind of reeling over what happened Thursday night. Brian's Brains, first one in chat. See you, buddy. Live Squad 2X. Appreciate you as well. AP Ryan in the chat as well. Fins up. Yep, that's all we can say. We got one of the resident Bills fans around, much more respectable than some of the other Bills fans. That's Red, White, and Bills. You know him as Sean. He's one of the few Buffalo YouTubers out there, and more of his fans should know about him. So go ahead, give him some love, man, and get the word out. So at least he's got his own people to talk to. Says, hey, Culler, hit the like and sub. Also, Culler, important question: zebra cakes or honey buns? I might have to run a poll on that for you, Sean. I probably like zebra cakes better overall, but they're really, really sweet, dude. They're one of the sweetest little Dubbies there are, man. And I need a little more chocolate than they provide. The honey bun, however, is really a really good solution If you're feeling a little queasy in the morning and need some breakfast but don't want to eat big, a honey bun is really good for that situation. So that's a close call, man. I'm probably gonna have to go with honey bun. Maybe I'll run a poll. No, I'm just kidding. The chat might help you too. Timothy Washington, what's up, man? Been joining us up on the panels lately. Appreciate you. And we got a few others in here. I see Richard McLean, Miss Finn, Green Rat. I mean, maybe we won't Green Rat, but why should we be saying anything different, right? I mean, y'all are my Bishop. What's up, Bishop? Shout out the question anytime you want. We'll also treat this show as a little Q&A all along too. I appreciate you, man. That's some kind words from you. Timothy so Sean Timothy says the icy honey bun. I noticed they have an icy version of it. I mean, you guys have been with the tailgate a while. Real quick, I just got to ask a question to most of our loyal listeners. By the way, hit the TFTGnetwork.com is the website address where you can find all of our content curated with links to easily get to everything, our socials, all of that. I think the word of the day today for me is going to be bold. I like that word. Somebody reminded me this morning on Twitter how much I like the word bold. I like a little bit of a bold coffee. The coffee shop is open. I've probably been more bold in the last couple of years of my life than I ever have. Even getting up here to do this and talk to y'all. And you guys, I mean, for the most part, I would say 95% of the people that roll through the tailgate, even if they disagree with the things I've said or misunderstood, and most of y'all have been fair to me. I mean, even the haters have been at least fair to listen and say, okay, because I try to clarify if somebody, if I feel that somebody misunderstands what I'm saying or hasn't heard something that is part of the calculus of what I'm saying, then I try to clarify as much as I can. And for the most part, even the haters have respected that. Like, well, at least he's clearing up what he said, and I'd still disagree and don't like the guy, but you know what I mean? And I don't mean at the personal level per se. The haters at the personal level can go suck it. I don't really care. But I'm talking about hating my takes and all that. Most of the time, people have been fair to me here. If you're talking about fairness, 100% of y'all have always been fair to me. So, when the little flame war starts up on Twitter from the trolls, I just usually lately I've been, a little some health issues that have kept me low to, not enough energy to just come here and fire it up. But this morning I can. And so I figured I'd just take it to y'all because y'all are real people. Even though a lot of you don't come up on the panel and all that, you're regulars enough that I know you're real people. And generally by your comments and all that, I know you're real people. You're not like, I mean, you troll. Some of you troll, but you're not like Twitter trolls. You know what I mean? You're not like trolling for the sake of it, other than like a couple of you. And if you're funny enough, we love you. Yes, Scummy, I'm talking to you. Even ABAB's been coming around a little bit lately. I may just unblock him on my account side. But I just had to ask you all. Oh, and they aren't bots. You're right, El Cap. Shout out to El Cap. He's in the house. You're absolutely right. That's what's so sick about it. They're not bots. They're people I've actually talked to who have the ability to come actually talk to me. That's the crazy thing. But to be harboring stuff and like feeling certain ways that are really not me, instead of saying, yo, bro, could I get some clarity on this issue? I'll get to that in a minute, what that's about. But that's the crazy thing, El Cap, is that they're not bots. They're actually, I mean, they're trolls, but they're like sort of real people too. And it's crazy that there's just, I guess maybe it's because I grew up before the internet. I'm not a boomer. I've been on the internet a long time, and I've serviced equipment that runs the internet for a long time. So I'm not an idiot. I'm not a boomer, but I didn't grow up. I grew up pre-internet. We had to find other things to occupy our time growing up than just trolling on the internet for the sake of trolling. So maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I had to come and ask you all a question. As you can see by the title, am I a fool? For any of you that know the position I've taken about how we should progress going forward as a football team, and how adamant I've been, even in the previous time we did it with Brian Flores, how adamant I've been about being against tanking. I've pretty much stood on that square pretty strong. But am I a fool? Am I just a straight fool? I mean, be honest with me. I might even run a poll. I mean, my last name, I should say, well, whatever. I mean, if people couldn't figure it out already, then whatever. It's not like I'm doxing, but the word color, Culler, in the modern form, uh, has come to mean wise fool. And I always thought I would like to more read into semantics wise, I would rather read into a more concrete, traditional definition of the word, because I never liked that definition. I do fashion myself as fairly wise, maybe wise ass even. But am I a fool? Am I really a fool? It's okay if you think I am. Maybe I need to learn that about myself. So, for those that aren't getting the reference with the title, I'm using this to petition Denny's, great company, by the way. I do not get any revenue, ad revenue, or anything from Denny's. I just happen to like to eat there. They've quite improved their quality of product over the last couple of years. And I urge a lot of people to give them another look. But they have a really famous signature egg and cheese sandwich platter called Moons Over My Hammy. And they call it Moons Over My Hammy because the meat they use in it is a slice of ham instead of bacon. You can order it with bacon instead, but it comes with a slice of ham. So it's called Moons Over My Hammy. And I think it was named after it was, I think Denny's might be originally be out of South Florida. I'm not sure. That may be why they came up with it. I do know their Grand Slam was named after home run great Hank Aaron in honor of him. But either case, so I called the title of the show "Moon's Over My Shammy" because I'm starting to realize that once again, I mean, I'm not dumb, but once again, that from the beginning when when Capitan and I first met and I joined up with him, we've talked a lot. We had to introduce ourselves to each other and learn about each other and all that, and we both have kind of always had this running narrative. I don't want to give up too much because these are private conversations, but of how we felt about the state of football, of the NFL, the entertainment side of it, how much it controls everything, and it's taken over the business aspects, all that stuff, all of that. But I've always wanted to truly believe that it ain't over yet. Like that at some point the sport, the game, the egg-shaped piece of leather full of air still mattered at some point. That when you boil it all down, that these guys really enjoyed their game and their craft, and everybody really wanted to win for the fans and the glory. And yes, the money. Now, I don't have a problem accepting the end of an era or muddling around a while because things aren't good on the market, or things didn't work out. We got to blow it up after, you know, really trying for 25 years. I get the whole thing. I'm not an idiot. I can accept a certain level of, you know, reality when it comes to the product on the field and all that kind of stuff, right? Now, I would expect that from you, Mo Ali. If I remember correctly, you're a Buffalo fan. I would expect you to say that. That kind of thing don't bother me. But it's been my concern ever since we fired Brian Flores that this is where we would be at for a myriad of different reasons. The only reason I haven't harped on it over the last couple years, other than when I've been asked about it, is because I'm not Pete. And that's okay if Pete wants to do that, but I'm not Pete. So I've devoted my efforts at a certain point every year during the off season to turn around and during the season act like the team that the organization put on the field and the players themselves intend to win. I know you can't win them all. I know that it's possible to not win any. Fortunately, it's not possible for the Dolphins to not win any so far. But I remember one year being in week 11 or week 12, depending on when the bye came. Would have been week 12, I suppose. I remember in week 12 of one season that we hadn't even won a single ball game. And the Baltimore Ravens were coming to town. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Willis McGahee, if I remember correctly, on him. And I remember thinking to myself, well, I guess we're going at least 1-15 the week before that game. Was I a fool? Probably, for thinking that. Did I have valid reasons for thinking that? You're goddamn right I did. You know why? Because I actually follow this team. Because I actually understand football. And while not having gone long in it, I have actually played the game. That's not just something I tell you all to get subscribers. I have played on a team. I do know it's a team effort. I've always known it's a team effort. I can't imagine if Twitter was around back then, what it would have been like waiting for Baltimore to come in to play. Now, if you want to go ahead and say, fuck this season, whatever else, then fine. There's a whole strip of sand that lines the entire coast of Florida that you can go lay on for the entire rest of the summer and all of the fall and the winter, because the sun's still going to rise every day. So if I'm a fool, tell me.
So, Culler.
But don't sit here and glad hand me in various different platforms and venues and whatever, and then harbor this ill will because you ain't adult enough to come to a person and say, yo, can you clarify something you said for me? Because here I am. This is bold.
Culler, what the fuck you talking about?
Well, we're going to get into that.
Oh, shit. We're putting names on it?
Well, I'm not putting a name on it. This person put their own name on it.
Is that right, Culler? I don't know what she's talking about, because I'll tell you what.
Well, I don't either, because I didn't realize this person felt that way until this morning.
Is that right? I want to know. Huh?
Well, not just felt that way about me, but also felt that this is about the team.
Well,
I didn't realize this person felt that way about the team.
I would say this, right? A lot of motherfuckers feeling some kind of way these days.
A lot of them are.
As included, right? Culler, I've been waiting to get this rant. I've been not able to get on the show like I want and at the mic. I again, listen, y'all unsubscribe if you don't want to hear Capitan talk like this, because this is what's coming. 99% of the time you're gonna see me. I'm gonna talk football, talk the team, da 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 da. We had Thursday night football, all the games for everybody else coming on Sunday. I don't give a damn. I'm talking. This fan base, the problem, Color, and they out here, and I don't give a shit. Okay,
Well,
we don't. Hold on. Let me land. We don't gatekeep. All are invited. All are welcome. All are welcome. Everyone is welcome. But if you're gonna go around capping on any other platform or create whatever thing you got going, or be a creator in YouTube or what I'm calling the bullshit out. I ain't pulling no punches. I'm not playing fucking nice no more, Color. You got vintage Capitan. I'm fucking over it, bro.
Well, and since you have shown us such exceptional leadership here at the Fins Tailgate thus far, as I was sitting there being insulted for absolutely no reason, except that I love my football team and I must be a fool. Okay. For no other reason, and I'm thinking, well, you know what? Capitan did set the direction the other night.
That's right.
This is called
the team on notice,
policy.
I put the team on notice.
Right. This is called company policy.
Fucking rights.
It's just like when law enforcement shows up every day for work and they all get in a meeting, and the sarge or whoever's in charge of the group for that day all tells them what they're going to enforce on the roads today and how they're going to treat the general public. That's called company policy, not law, policy. Well, we got our policy here at the Fins Tailgate, and Capitan has set the direction. So as I was sitting there with my head about to explode and getting heart palpitations, okay, because I let some Twitter troll inflame me. By the way, Capitan, I went to the doctor Thursday. Was it Thursday morning?
Yeah, what the doctor said. Good.
Or Friday morning? It was Friday morning, because that's why I couldn't do that. Right.
Yeah. Was it good?
It was a rheumatologist, and it's not good in the respect of what I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, but good in the respect that so far the treatments has really helped out a lot. So thank you, Dr. Avni.
Dr. Avni.
Out Avni, AVNI, yeah, out in Wellington.
Oh yeah, Wellington got a good way.
He's got me on the right track. So I had to go there yesterday, just to follow up. And anytime you go anywhere, they take your blood pressure. And my blood pressure yesterday was perfect, she said. The lady said. I'm like, wow, me? Are you kidding me?
That's
like
right.
As much salt as I eat, and
that's right.
All
if you tested my blood pressure right now, it wouldn't be good, because I'm fucking ready.
In my age, though, and with the issues that I'm starting to develop because of getting older, okay. And
all the times you thought your blood pressure was like, you're like Capitan.
And don't forget, obviously, I haven't treated my health the very best throughout my life. You know what I mean? I've made mistakes.
Kind of like I've been saying, Color, your default setting is up. You know what I'm saying?
But on top of that, though, this goes to show you, because even though I got problems like arthritis and stuff like that, with the x-rays I was telling you about a couple of months ago, you know what I mean, and all that, it's like I pretty much have a clean bill of health, other than I probably need to see a dentist, you know what I mean? But I've fairly got a clean bill of health.
Dope.
And I attribute that to football and to being athletic my whole life. And keeping up with it throughout adulthood, even though I smoke and all that other stuff, right?
Dead ass, dog. I was born with a leaky pulmonic valve and a heart murmur, and at like 15, doctors like, I was there when I think my mom was with me, and I was 15, so they're like, my mom's like, can we check this stuff? And he's like, you don't even need to worry about that no more. You've built up so much muscle from playing sports your whole life; it's gone. That's what
and so another correlation is, forgive me if I'm a little passionate about football and what it means to me. You know what I mean?
Saves lives, dog.
I mean,
creates good citizens of this country, and saves lives.
So, since this person has obviously decided that I'm not human enough to come to me and, have me
Your name on
clarify
it, Culler. I
things,
need to know.
I'm about to. I'm going to go ahead and pull up these tweets.
Let's do it.
So that
Yeah.
we can just see the guy or see the conversation ourselves. Hold on, give me just a moment because I got to pull up the original thread. Ay. Well. Hold on, where'd it go?
Damn, Kendrick Lamar in the chat is fucking on one, dude. Called him Tua Scissorhands. Holy shit. That is that's a fucking dirty one, bro. I want to see these tweets. I want to see who needs to be called out. Because, again.
It was this thread that started it. I forgot. It was this thread that started it. Okay.
Let me see how it started. Let's start from the top, dog.
Okay. Oh, and this is the part and this is the thread that got me like saying what I said, like already starting to think,
all right,
wow, I can't believe people are saying this. But then another person decided to cape up for them. Okay. And also in doing so, decided to also shit on the quarterback that we're going to have Sunday. Right. So that's what started to get my blood boiling in the first place. Okay. So we'll start there.
All right. You're real quick. Bishop 13. If we're trading for a quarterback, go get me Browning. I don't want to trade for any of these other guys. I'm all right. I'm down with that Jake Browning if that's the guy. I want to see Skyler for the foreseeable future. I want to see if he can get a hold of this team, and I want to see if this offense can believe in him and be effective. That's what I want to see.
Well, I have a little bit of a slightly different take, but it does have to do with the team in that regard. Like I do, like part of that I agree with when it comes to the team, but we'll get to that because I got something to say to them too.
Well, real quick on that, not for nothing, whether you like Tua or didn't like Tua or loved them or what have you, the team and offense, they believed in him. And because of him, now he's gone. We got to make sure that they're believing in somebody else. Because listen, you could measure up in all things equal with no stats and say Skyler is hand down more talented, and this is just hypothetical, more talented and better in every way, shape, and form. But that will amount to nothing if the team that he's playing with doesn't believe in him.
Right.
And we got to see if he can get them to believe in him.
Right. And that's what I'm gonna get to as far as addressing them and that part of it in a second. But let's go ahead because what we're about to see will remind me of all that anyway. So that's kind of where I'm going. So let me pull it up so y'all can see this.
Yeah, let's see this.
We'll go through it together.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I'm way off. There may be people that agree with this dude. I don't know.
All right, let's see.
I probably need to zoom in just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That good there?
Looks good to me. I mean, I'm zooming in my screen too. So
I quote tweeted this tweet, right? This person, and I've never met them. Their name is Nico.
At Elite Takes _.
Right, at Elite Takes, huh? Wow.
Yeah, at Elite Takes _ Nico. It says,
and they got a blue check. I better watch my P's and Q's with this one. Wow. So they said they posted this graphic that says Dolphins 42, Ravens 38, Bills 19, Dolphins 21. And the person says, terrified that we'll never get to experience a high like this again.
All right. What a high? Hold on, just real quick. I just want to point something out. A high from 2 years ago.
Right. Well,
September 18th. What high, dude? That shit's fucking gone, dog. I mean, 2 years ago to me, fuck all to me right now.
Before we lampoon the craziness of this post anyway.
Dumbass take right there. Elite Takes. You need to change that at, homie. You need to change that at, homie. Elite Takes. You need dumb fucking old takes. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm turned up, Culler. I gotta go in 1 hour to go do fucking football with the boy. I already went to the gym this morning because I fucked up. I thought I had to leave earlier than I did. I'm turned up. I've been turned up. My eyes open in the morning, and then before they go to close. I am turned up to 1,000 since
Right.
fucking Friday morning, dog. I don't give a
Yep,
shit.
and I
Everybody
don't
kiss
blame
my
you.
ass.
So I quote tweeted so everybody can see this craziness, right?
Yeah.
I quote tweeted a very simple question. Did they cancel football?
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Is football over?
Is it over? Fucking dummy.
I'm just wondering.
So where did this guy?
Wait a minute.
Nico?
Hold on. We got to do this right, bro. We got to do this right. Freaking, it's fake news. It looks like, according to Nico at Elite Takes, they have in fact canceled football forever.
Well, at least
You
for
heard
us.
it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. According to at Elite Takes _ aka Nico, the Miami Dolphins season is over, and there is no more football being played from the team in aqua and orange.
No, I think they've canceled football.
Oh
Like,
yeah, there's no more football ever again because Tua's gone.
I mean, I got the Hurricanes if I want to feel a high like that. So if we never feel a high like that again, then they must have canceled football.
First of all, if football wins, don't get me wrong, that's a high. If that's all you got to where now everything in your life is over, get a fucking dog, dude. Go find a family. You know what I'm saying? Go fall in love.
I wonder if you know what,
dork.
And I can ask him personally, but this is more of a rhetorical question, so he'll understand.
Gotcha.
I wonder if Lewis thinks that when he's coaching his kid on Friday night.
Nah, dog. You want to? I'll tell you what. I am 10,000 times more turned up, and I will be as turned as you can see me now, all angry, all this shit. Come this football game with my boy, I get crazy sometimes because it's exciting, bro. Watching these kids, watching my own kid when they're whipping that ass, it is so fun, dude. And we are undefeated, 3-0. We haven't let up 1 point. We have outscored opponents. Give me a second. Let me do the quick math. 94-0 the last 3 games.
Right.
94-0.
So to which a gentleman named Mystic Coup de Gras Mac at VSP Miami. Make sure you're going and following him too.
I know Mystic.
He's a good guy. Go ahead and give him a follow.
Mystic's all right. He kind of
ill will towards him.
No, Mystic's cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he says, nah, just our season. Skyler isn't doing a damn thing under center. Dude's ass. How much ass, you say? Well, that much ass.
Well, it's a funny troll. We know the GIF, the / meme, whatever. I get it. But, like, okay, you know, he's trolling.
It'd be a good troll if it was like a Buffalo fan doing it. I'd be like, oh, that's cool.
They love the shit on our own guys. And right now, nobody is getting more shit than Eichenberg, number 1. And then right beneath that is Skylar Thompson.
Now, I would even accept this troll because I would even say this is a great troll if it was like a Seattle fan, because the Seattle fans know nothing about Skylar. So I'd be like, this is hilarious. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have, I'd be like, whatever. They don't know nothing about him. How's that offensive? You know what I mean?
Yep. 100%, Kenna. 100%.
What's Kenna have to say?
He was talking about youth sports is there's nothing like it, can't be replaced because you're on the ground.
I figured most of y'all fathers out there would say
bro,
that.
I'm telling you right now, because when you played sports, you're reliving it, but it's a whole different lived experience, Culler, when your offspring is out there executing and doing it, and when they're not, and you're in the anger and stuff. But just watching the kids that you work on and you watch the growth in them, bro, it's fucking this beautiful fucking thing, man. It's so great, dude. So great.
So without even replying back to him, he replies to his own. He replies again.
Oh, he replies to himself?
Yeah. Oh, no. I did reply. Here it is right here.
What did you say?
Here it is right here.
What did you say?
I did reply. Oh, no. He replied to him. He replied to me again, like without me replying. And he says, don't worry, we'll be discussing this very soon next week when Seattle beats the doors off this team.
What? So one guy's gone, the team is done?
Apparently. And that's a
okay.
fair opinion. Okay, whatever.
I get it, right? There's
the opinion in it. The opinion in it of itself didn't bother me, Cap. Like I vehemently disagree with somebody thinking that way that calls themselves a football fan of the team. But that's not my business. Control how he feels about the team, right? So it in and of itself, it didn't bother me. I just replied to that and I said, well, that was likely to happen anyway. If you think we were going to travel cross country and win with what we fielded Thursday, even before the Tua injury, I have a bridge to sell.
Okay. Now, Culler, I will give this, right. Let's work in the multiverse. Tua never sustains that injury, yet the Dolphins still lose by 21 points, down 31-10. I am not. I'm embarrassed. The team got embarrassed in primetime again. Big game again. Not that I would be predicting a loss against Seattle, but if we got our asses handed to us, it would be exactly what they've been showing us.
But Cap, if you go back to our preseason shows when we did our schedule,
I had us on an 8-game straight victory.
Who picked us to lose to Seattle on that show?
I mean, was it you?
That was me.
You saw it as the that's right. I remember because you saw it as the hangover game. Big battle fought in a short week early in the season.
Spent, and having to do what?
And having to travel all the way to Seattle from there. It's just,
so I'm not necessarily shitting on the team here. I simply said, let me repeat my tweet. That was likely to happen anyway. If you think we were going to travel cross country and win with what we fielded Thursday, even before the Tua injury, I have a bridge to sell. I didn't say I have a bridge to sell you. I said I have a bridge to sell anybody.
Fair response to someone who's predicting a loss no matter what, not because of the reasons you've picked or anything, but solely for the fact that Tua is gone.
We see it right here that Skyler is booty.
Yep, that's right. Skyler got a big, thick fucking booty hole. Go ahead.
So he replied to that. Being competitive and getting blown out are two different things. I get you never believed in Tua, but placing blind faith in Skyler is just as bad. So screw your bridge. I got a bottle of air for you.
No one's buying bottles of air. That's a terrible take by him, number one. Number two, hold on, Culler, because I want to break this down a little bit. You know, this is how we do.
Yeah, I do want your opinion because I've
Culler,
got mine. You know what I mean?
I'm in it. So being competitive and getting blown out, two different things. I get you never believed in Tua. Now that's kind of an improper statement. But I think.
Well, he's sort of correct. Because if you're going by believed in as in faith, then he is correct. I've made that very clear that I don't believe in him. I'm not convinced.
I got this too, Culler. You don't have faith in Skylar Thompson either. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And there's no overwhelming belief that Skylar Thompson is going to show us something more than I've already seen.
Where would you have gotten that from?
Projecting his own dislikes for Skylar.
I would say that you got it from the fact that I've told people on this show 1,000 times that I don't have faith in Skylar either. That I don't put my faith in men.
I don't you know who I got faith in outside of the good Lord Almighty?
Until they do what?
Me.
Until they do what, Cat?
I got faith in me, dog. Me.
Right. At what point did I always say I start believing in a player? At what point?
When they
do what? When they show me something to believe in.
He give you something to believe in.
Okay.
I'll give you something to believe in.
Now, what he calls blind faith, first, we'll get to that in a minute, because his part about getting blown out and being competitive being two different things,
Well, Culler, I will say this because I've
First of all,
wrote this
Skyler
down.
never got blown out. And secondly, even if he did, there wouldn't be people making no excuses about the cold weather for him. He grew up in Palmyra, Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy grew up
The
in a
boy
frozen
can handle
tundra.
a little cold.
So I would say this, Culler, right? Mystic, and I like you, Mystic. Can't believe you're getting defensive in such a way. But zip up because you're too asexual showing. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem right here. Because here's the deal. And this is a old issue, and this we're gonna see more of this. Mystics just hold on, Culler. Let me land. This is an older issue. A lot of two asexuals got their no spot hurt when people said, I like what I seen from Skyler, while there was a lot of us saying, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Tua. And not that it was, oh, Skyler is better than Tua, and there was people that capped like that.
Right.
Oh,
and by the way, for anybody that thinks
hold on, let me finish it up because I'll fucking lose it. Seeing what we've seen in Skyler in preseason and his limited game action, and looking at the good things along with the bad, because there's plenty of both, right?
Right.
The reason they get so touchy is because anything good with any other quarterback threatens their one that they have blind faith in. There's a little projection in there. Their blind faith is that Tua was going to be him. That's all I've heard in my whole fucking Tua is him. And I say, well, him gets head injuries too fucking easy. And here we are that the blind faith on Tua was overlooking the fucking fact that the man can't get his neck twisted and his head touched.
Right. Now, I may be one that, like, I don't agree with somebody that whatever. Like when it comes to Tua, like I know there's people out there that who their eye test, like when you say you look at Skyler's results so far and how those games played out, and you say he's booty because your eye test says he's booty, then I can respect that. What I can't respect is somebody telling me that I'm trash because my eye test tells me Tua is booty.
Well, did he call you trash? I don't know if he called you.
People have.
Yeah, I got you, but Mystic here hasn't. Yeah, not Mystic.
No, not per se. No.
Okay.
All right. But people have, as far as when I've said my eye test doesn't check out on Tua either.
Gotcha.
But that's it. I'm not allowed to be a Dolphin fan if I have that opinion.
Gotcha.
It's not just that I might be wrong. It's that I'm not allowed to be a Dolphin fan.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You're not, because you don't swear to the altar of Tua, but okay.
Like, according to them. Okay.
Real quick. All these so-called Dolphin fans, if Tua is no longer with the team, which looks to be almost an inevitability at this point, whether or not he comes back, it's almost an inevitability before this happens again. So, whatever. My point is that if Tua leaves, are all these people going to leave?
Well,
are they leaving? Because the altar's gone.
What I'm realizing is I'm starting to be able to make I hate lists. I'm not a list kind of guy. But it's like you can easily start to pick out the ones that you can project will leave the fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that about Mystic. I'm just letting people decide for themselves. And if you think I'm putting him on blast for something that could have happened privately, as I said, him and I have talked before verbally. He could have come to me privately if he held any ill will.
Well, I don't see too much ill will at this point.
Let me finish. Or needed some clarification, because you'll understand where I'm coming from in a second, Cap. Okay,
I got you. Yeah, because at this current juncture, it looks like a little bit of back and forth.
Right.
Nothing warranting
my
this.
My other point further is this is not a DM. Okay, this is replied to in public. So I could have either told the audience, hey, go check out this thread on my Twitter, or I could show it to them. What the hell is the difference?
All right, well, continue.
I'm not doing anything that is untoward or anything. The dude could have, if he needed clarification on something and held ill will because he thought I was, whatever, you'll see in a minute, then he could have come to me. So this is how we're doing things. So I want my audience to decide: am I being unreasonable here?
Hey,
Okay.
we got somebody in back
Hey,
that
bring
wants
him
to
on
come
up.
up.
Bring him on up.
Lewis, welcome, welcome. It's nasty work season for the Finns tailgate, as you can tell. What you doing, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Lou?
Nothing. Culler was coming out with a soliloquy in his opening statements, basically alluding to, Culler, that it has begun. We know what time it is, Lou. First of all, you've been out in these streets. A lot of motherfuckers hiding. A lot of people who are out here caping up for Tua and telling me to not believe my eyes and that I'm a bad Dolphins fan because I'm not putting blind faith in a man, wanting the team to play a little close to the chest with signing him. And for years, the onslaught of attacks when we criticized the shortcomings of him and criticized them for being bad people, being me as a bad person for not throwing my feet at the altar of Tua Tagovailoa with love and unconditional love and sign my blood oath in the full nines. The receipts, the attacks, the fucking gatekeeping, and now here we are. Everyone's hiding while everything we were worried about with him. I never was worried on his play. Never really worried about Tua Tagovailoa's play. Always worried about his ability to stay on the field and his ability to be a long-term option. So now, when we're in this reality that he can't stay healthy,
and basically, Lewis, Twitter got me in my feels today, so we lost him. I'll get to that. I'll get back to that in a second. But Cap, real quick, so we can add context
let's
to
move
what
on.
I'm talking about. Okay. So I replied to that comment. You don't know anything about what I think. I mean, that's a fair statement, right? Like, obviously, he doesn't know anything about what I think.
Got you. That's okay. We can working under assumptions without having all of the data is something people do regularly.
Right. So I followed that with, will this blowout be like the Buffalo game in the playoffs, or the 48-20 loss Tua suffered last season?
You talked about Tua in that one but bottom line is he brought Tua into this equation. All you were saying is that this team, isn't dead and over with.
Right. The
season's not over because it's literally not over.
And notice in that statement whose name I left out. Because my point wasn't to say nanny, nanny, boo, boo. My point was to say we played a game against Buffalo in their house in the playoffs, and we didn't get blown out.
Real quick, Culler, I got to address Sea Devil in chat. He says, bash Tua, okay. Bash Skyler, unacceptable. Got it. Well, if you want to hear bashing Skyler, go to that first preseason game where he looked like trash, and we straight eviscerated him because he deserved it. You play like shit. That's what I see. That's what I point out. The only thing we're talking about here is plain and simple that the fucking season isn't over. And hold on, Culler. Just let me land on this. If my team is packing it in ahead of week 3 because their quarterback's gone, then I want everybody out of this bitch. Mm-hmm. I want every player we paid extensions and monies.
Bro, the snowball's already starting because I know that your head functions a lot like in the same way mine, where it's like you're already starting to put together why I started this show, dude.
I know exactly what time it is, Culler. I had a long conversation with Shake last fucking night. Late, like 11 o'clock I called him. We talked. Go ahead, continue with your fucking thread. Capitan turned up.
So the point there was to say we played a playoff game in Buffalo and we didn't get blown out. As opposed to last year, and it looks like I made a typo. It was supposed to be 48-20. But it looks like last year we lost with Tua at the helm 49-20. Does that qualify as a blowout? When I'm pretty sure, without looking at the game, going back and looking, I'm
Real
pretty
quick.
sure one of those touchdowns came from the defense.
Real quick, Culler. Great comment by the Back It Up Binge podcast.
Check out Back It Up Binge. They actually do a podcast, and it's fairly decent. They don't get you guys got to go over there and subscribe to them. Give them a look.
Gotcha. But he says season is not over in game 2, but we'll say this is where Mike McDaniel establishes himself. All about leadership now. Can Mike McDaniel do it? Time will tell.
Great take.
If Mike McDaniel loses this team because they pack it in, that says something about him.
Well, I don't want to take credit totally off of. I want to give half of that credit to somebody else. But it was early in the show when I was doing shout outs, and I didn't want to, you know what I mean? I was still doing the intros. Live Squad 2X. Second comment of the day. The season is not over. Coach Flores won 10 games with way less talented roster.
Oh my God, Culler. That ain't no fucking lie told.
Save the bullshit.
No lie, not told. And here I gotta see some other bullshit. Even Big O is calling for Tua's retirement. Well, Big O is directly, along with the others at Cap in this fucking fan base, responsible for what happened to Tua because they were the ones feeding the lies that this man should not consider his health over this. It's all y'all's fucking fault.
So real quick, I just want to correct Back It Up Binge podcast slightly. And this isn't to patronize you, Back It Up Binge. I love you. I'm just going to correct you slightly. Mike McDaniel now has to show that he's better than Flores.
Damn right, Culler. Damn right. Because Flores wasn't a nice, friendly guy.
We fired the guy that got 10 wins with a shittier team for the guy now tasked with winning with this roster with Skylar Thompson at the helm.
The minus Tua in this equation, minus any quarterback that the Dolphins may have had in this equation, this is the best, most expensive roster I've ever seen us possess in my life. And you're telling me that this team can't win? Then everyone who's getting paid, coach included, is on the chopping block.
And now you understand the title of the show.
We're talking about bitch energy, bro.
Serve up some moons over my Shammy, baby. Let's have it. I'll eat it right up. Some moons over my Shammy.
That's right. It's a sham, dog. It's a sham.
So anyway,
continue with this thread, Culler, because I'm ready to turn.
Replies. Instead of playing the fence, which you're so good at, why not enlighten us? I don't know who us is.
Well,
on how you feel. Us is who we're talking about right now.
That's right. He knows who us is because
us is who we're talking to right now.
That's right.
In case you didn't realize, Mystic, Twitter don't own me. I was making a comment to somebody else's tweet before you got involved. Twitter don't own me, but apparently Nico owns you.
Oh, shit. You Nico's bitch, Mystic. Damn, I didn't know that. Who the fuck is Nico?
Is that personal enough for you? Is that bold enough for you? You'll get to that in a second.
Fucking turn up, Culler. Turn up, Culler. Hey, Culler, I heard your blood pressure can take it. Turn up.
Why not enlighten us on how you feel? Because your posts are telling. Then why do I need to enlighten you? If my posts are so telling, what am I going to enlighten you on?
Hold the fucking phone, Culler. I'm sorry. Look at this fucking retarded ass take. I'm sorry. And I had to use the hard R on that one, which is terrible. Bishop, stop making excuses. Skylar had plenty of opportunities to unseat Tua. He has not done that. If he balls out, nobody cares about Tua anymore. The last part of the take, you're right. If he balls out to this is the first real opportunity because all y'all capping and caping up for fucking Tua, you're God Almighty, and the extent of which the Dolphins had him in a fiscally cheap process
It's only real opportunity if he plays the second game.
That's you, Culler.
Thank you, Miami Fan Talk Show. That would be
Philly.
Big Philly. Miami can win with Skyler. We need a lot better play from the trenches and these leaders to actually lead. Thank you very much. That I couldn't
Eloquently put.
I could never disagree with that. That's also see, Big Philly, number one, knows me.
That's right.
For real.
That's right. Comes around the crib.
If Big Philly needed anything clarified or thought that I was sitting on the fence about anything,
no.
He would ask me when we're walking back to our cars at Hard Rock.
I gotta ask you, Culler, what the fuck sitting on the fence means? I don't understand. Culler is somebody who stands 10. Well, again, Culler, you stand 10 toes down on everything.
Again,
there's no fence riding with Culler commentary.
The comment before, you don't know anything about what I think. This is proof of it.
Instead of playing the fence, which you're so good at, what the fuck is he even talking about?
First of all, I can't even get a word out edgewise on that trash Twitter spaces you all fucking run anyway. Okay. So it ain't no surprise that you think I'm on the fence about everything.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Taking a shot at you dumbass Twitter folk.
Secondly, enlighten you again. I fail to see how I'm going to enlighten somebody who has gotten so much information from my posts. This statement is oxymoronic.
Yeah, it is.
Why not enlighten us on how you feel? Because your posts are telling.
Enlighten me on. Okay,
that's an oxymoron.
Now, what's great is, Culler, I'm hearing it's nasty work that you're doing the Twitter thread on here, but as far as I could see, this was asked of you.
This is public.
He said, enlighten us, because there's obviously a swath of people he feels agrees with him. And he says, enlighten us on how you feel because your posts are all telling. Well, here's you, not in a post forum, enlightening everyone.
Right.
Because apparently there's clarificational problems here, Culler.
I'm answering the question in a different public platform, but this is public right here. I'm tired of typing, Mystic. That's what the fuck you don't get.
Yeah, you dumbass. Come on,
not
Mystic.
Like you.
I have more respect for you than that.
I just got diagnosed with arthritis, bro. I don't have all day to type.
Who's got fucking time to type out shit to you? Culler or Lewis, welcome back. I hope you've been listening. It's turn season, and shout out to Nene, says the people we paid gotta show up and show out. No, we feel sorry for us. Mike McDaniel got paid. Coach, what you got? Well, she said have, but I threw gots in there. Thank you, Nene, for the $5 donate. Lou, are you hearing this? Are you caught up, Lou?
Yeah, I've been listening the whole time. I'm here at the beach, but yeah, I've been listening.
All right, word. Go ahead, Culler.
Real quick, there's only 2 tweets left that'll finish out the thread. So he finishes that thread by quoting me when I said the last time we scored 30 plus versus Buffalo, we had Skyler, which is something I posted in some other thread somewhere or whatever it was. Okay. Mm-hmm. He was quoting a thread I started about the last 6 games we played. Because they're literally lying out there. And he literally calls me a liar here. So he says,
before you get to that, Culler, you gotta super chat. You got a super chat.
Okay, got you. Well, then we don't ever.
Yeah,
don't ever wait.
Thank shout out to
Philly again for the $10 donation. And for those of you who think the trenches aren't a problem, I'll encourage you to go look at San Francisco's pass blocking rates when Brock took over in 2022.
Oh shit, Cook, son, Cook.
Great point.
Cook.
Great point.
Great point.
So after quoting that I said the last time we scored 30 plus versus Buffalo, we had Skyler, he says, that's pretty telling, man. Not sure who you think you're lying to, but it's definitely not working.
Damn.
He just accused me of lying.
You're fucking a liar, Culler?
No. Wait a minute.
He's
accusing me saying the last time we scored 30 plus versus Buffalo, we had Skyler, and then told me that I was lying.
Oh shit. Well, what the fuck?
Let me ask you, Lou. Should I really pull up this? I mean, do I really have to pull up the game?
I would love for you to pull up.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, because this is the problem with people that don't have data and let their feelings get in the way and aren't educated, apparently. Because Culler, why don't you pull it up?
They have, Cap, is they think that by me saying that I'm caping up or hyping Skyler, which I am, but they see a problem with that. And the only reason I'm involving Tua in the comparison is because he has been our quarterback in the other games. When they tell me what he told me, and let me go back and read it again, that we get blown out when Skyler plays Buffalo, but we don't. It's respectable when Tua plays.
Nothing about that Thursday night game was respectable, and I'm sorry, but the last time Skyler played him,
about Kansas City was respectable.
Not only that, but the last time Skyler played him was on the road in their house in the playoffs, and the team scored 31 points to their 34.
Right, and for those of you that think I can't give Tua credit when he is respectable, I am the only one that reminds everybody about the game in Buffalo when the snow started to fall. That's his. I think personally was his best performance of his career, even in a loss. So don't tell me, okay, that this is about hiding Tua's good performances against Buffalo.
Cook.
He scored 29 points that night. That is not over 30. And that's only one of two respectable games he's played against Buffalo. One of only two. A 21-19 victory and a 31-29 or 31-29 loss. Skyler Thompson is the only person in the last 6 games at least that has scored over 30 on Buffalo. So all I'm asking is, stop fucking lying.
Damn. And guess what? Skyler Thompson didn't have Tyreek Hill. Did Skyler have Tyreek that game? I can't remember.
Wait a minute. You don't have to be a fool like me, like he obviously thinks I am. I'm allowed to be a fool. You can walk away from me and leave me the fuck alone. Okay? But you're not going to lie on my quarterback. I don't care if his name is Tua, Skyler, or Donald motherfucking Duck.
Cook.
You can say you don't like him. You can say the eye test, but you're not going to fucking lie on him. If you do, I'm going to say something to you. And if you cape up for the person that I said something to by insulting me and my intelligence and actually exposing yourself as feeling some kind of way about me without ever saying something to me, that's your problem. So I replied to that and I said, did I offend you in some way? Most people would ask me to be clear on an issue if they thought I was on the fence. Seems like you've been harboring it. Enlighten me on how I sit on the fence. Do I have to pay a tax?
Hold up real quick, Culler. I got to address this in chat. Culler, stop crying and playing the victim from CB83. This coming from the guy that got blocked and tagged everybody on God's green earth in it, saying, I got blocked. Can you believe this? This is the biggest crying victim I've ever seen in my life. So talk about playing the hoe right there. CB83, what a bitch.
So he then tries to take the high road and says, your thoughts on this topic have been back and forth, man. Offending me will never happen. LOL. This is a damn app. LOL. So now
now
we're
it's just
taking the
an
high
app.
road.
Now it's the high road after he sloops so low.
Well, so one of the other things that really quick, real quick. No, that's not it.
CB83 had a whole show about EM blocking him. This is a guy who cries fucking victim around here. He could try to phrase it any other way.
I
can see his eyes welling up about it, and that's the fact.
I hold no ill will towards Mystic. I never did. Okay.
But he wanted clarification, and now he's got it.
Wait a minute, and he has not even unfollowed me. So I this isn't about that, CB83. This is about expressing a concern that somebody obviously had about me that didn't want to come to me privately about it.
Culler, he asked for you to clarify. Here's your clarification.
Yeah.
Move on.
Oh, by the way, so earlier when I had said you don't know anything about what I think, will this blowout be like the Buffalo game in the playoffs or the 48-20 loss Tua suffered? He did a side reply to that and said Skyler won't even score 7 points. LMAO.
All right. Well, clip that, because if he scores,
well, I did. Well, I sort of did. Here. That's what I'm getting. That's the part I'm getting at.
All right.
Okay. Because I then where is it?
Nah, so he don't come through.
So, real quick. So I quote tweeted that so the whole world could see it. And I said, how cute. This dude thinks he's the only one who's ever said that. And I'll get to why I said that in a second. But he just replied to that and said, how cute. You act like a repost is a bold move. LMAO. Hey, again, my word of the day, bold. Is this bold enough for you? This is why I went here on this platform, Capitan, because apparently what I did there wasn't bold enough.
Well, it's receipt keeping season, and I'm looking to pull some out on me.
He literally challenged me to be bold, to be bolder.
Well, here you are, as bold as you got, taking it in.
And I have no idea why this person all of a sudden had this negativity towards me.
Because he got his two sexual hurt.
Like things I've said in Twitter space in the past and didn't want to ask for a clarification from me.
He's got a limp.
Hard to clarify when the little dicks mute everybody over and over again.
That ain't no fucking lie, bro. That ain't no fucking lie. And I'll tell you what, his tuosexual's limp, and that's why he's upset. And it's your fault because you're not there to commiserate with him with a limp tuosexual of your own. And that's what's going on in this community right now.
By the way, when I originally quote tweeted his dude's ass tweet, all I said was, I'm sorry you feel that way. The first time I replied to him, all I said was, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, now he's going to make you feel some kind of way. And, let's get into this. Lou, I know you're out. Would you say you're at the beach or some shit?
Yeah, I'm here.
This was all because I replied to what Nico said.
Who the fuck is Nico anyhow?
I don't even know. I didn't realize he had such a deep relationship with the guy.
Well, here's the thing, Lewis, because everybody out here hiding their heads. All those that threw the rocks are now hiding their hands. All the gatekeepers and tuosexuals alike are nowhere to be found, right? And what they're doing right now is making sacrifices to the altar of Tua to hope that Skylar Thompson is destroyed in some manner. And it's just their true intentions of this football team are showing.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, how can I say it? On Sunday, when we pull up to Seattle, I'll be the biggest Skylar Thompson fan. Right, because I'm a Dolphin fan at the end of the day. I'm with Culler when I heard him say, whether it's Tua, whether it's Scholar, whether it's Donald fucking Duck, I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to be rooting for whatever quarterback pulls up and plays. Now, do I have the belief that maybe others have in Scholar? I would be lying if I said I did. But does that mean that I'm rooting for the kid to fail so my point can be right about Tua, or, you know, I can come out here and have a moral victory and say, oh, I told you guys you were wrong? No, I'm not taking that approach. In Scholar, we trust moving forward, right? So that's just where I am with it. I think the people that are taking victory laps about Tua it's fucking ridiculous. And I think the people that are trying to take, you know, the stance that, oh, Scholar's trash, he can't do anything, he hoping he fails, I think those people are fucking idiots too. Like,
And
at the end of the day, bro.
that's
Period.
fair, Lou. I do have a
remember,
question for Lou. I do have a question for Lewis real quick. Would it be fair for me to think that there's a correlation between those who are so immediately, and I'm not talking about like people that are always talking business end of things like yourself and you know, even Tony, because I respect y'all's opinion, and I watched your show last night, and I while I disagree with what I think we should do, I think you guys are fair to be realistic about what the reality is. You know what I mean? But these people that were just like immediately, that are already counting our assets and going this and that, the season's over and blah, blah, blah. It's like they're showing their true colors to me, bro, that they never believed in this team.
they never believed in anything other than Tua, bro, because they're talking about it's now tank season, week 3. It's now we need to lose more games than we did the year we drafted Tua. How's that even going to be possible with the type of money we've spent around here? How's that going to be possible
on
with
Twitter,
the coach and the expectations on this team? Are you kidding me? We're going to lose. I'll tell you what, we lose more games than we did. We win only 4 more games this year. The whole organization needs to be torched.
Like, Lou, like, even though you and I might be able to agree from a business aspect, yo, this is likely what's going on. We could also agree that it ain't right. We could also fight against it with our voices if we wanted to. I'm not saying everybody has to, but are you going out there trying to demoralize a fan like me, a fellow fan, because I think I want to believe we can win this week?
No, absolutely not.
See, what they fail to realize is what Capitan said, oh, insulted for believing in Skylar. No, I don't believe in Skylar. I'm with y'all. What I do believe in is this team.
1,000. Well, this is where
even with Skylar is what I'm saying. I believed in it even with Tua, and I believe in it even with Skylar. What I'm not sure about is whether the team feels the way I do. And that, I mean, you can chop it up, bro.
Well, the only thing I would say, right, is whether it's Tua or Skylar, the question I would pose to both of you gentlemen, should we be believing in this football team? No matter who the quarterback is, because at the end of the day, bro, that performance that the team, including
fair enough,
fair enough, on the field on Thursday night.
Can I answer that specific question real quick?
I don't give a damn who the quarterback was on Thursday, bro. You could have brought Jesus fucking Christ down from the heavens.
Can I answer that specific question though? I would tell you that I would moving forward, if Tua would have never got injured, and we're sitting here talking about how bad a game he had and how bad a game that was, and see, I told you why I don't believe in him and all this other stuff, I would still be telling everybody and believing we can win next week.
1,000%.
What's the difference?
No, there is that, and that's what I'm saying.
If the difference is one man, if the difference to them is one man, then they're the ones that never believed in the team.
Hey, real quick, Culler and Cap, if you would allow me to.
Oh, right? Absolutely, bro.
Because again, I'm not trying to step on no one's toes and stuff, but I feel I'm still part of the family here at TFTG, and I just want to, just want to, you know, Mo Ali. Why is this bum Lewis talking? He doesn't know shit about football or the quarterback position, right?
Oh my God.
And I just want to answer the Mo Ali's of the world. The reason that this bum Lewis is up here talking is because this bum got the fucking link. Now,
That's
why
true.
is it that your fucking punk ass that knows so much about football and the quarterback position don't got the link? Not only from this great network, but any of your Bill channels. Like, anywhere. You fucking imbecile, inbred fuck. You're probably married to your sister. You fucking clown. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What are people doing in here?
You know what? What's funny is we've dropped the link plenty of times. I ain't never seen Mo Ali come up here and stand on business. I ain't never seen him stand on no business, dog, ever. Link is routinely dropped in chat for people like that to come up and stand on business, and they never go.
What I think it is, Lewis, and I'm going to say it at take it like I'm not going to take it to a personal level, but what I'm going to say is what I believe it is in this particular case of this person. This person thinks I'm a clown.
Well, yeah, and you know what? It's great too. All these people that throw the shade, like this person and others, and plenty out there. I don't see them with followers. I don't see them with channels. I don't see them with respect in the community, for lack of a better term.
What I mean is, without even coming over here and listening to my content, he obviously hasn't realized how much work I do put in and thinks I'm like Alex Renee Diaz or somebody. No offense to Alex.
No offense to Alex, because Alex stand on more business than that motherfucker does.
Well, I'm just saying,
bullshit.
Putting that aside for a second, he don't get as much respect as Mystic does by the others. Okay? And what I'm trying to say is, Mystic must think I'm a fucking fool. That's why I came here asking my audience if I'm a fool. He must think I'm some, like I live to make sure that my statements on Twitter live up to his standards. That's what the on the fence comments about. He's wagging his finger at me.
What you need to really do is you need to take your text and send it to Mystic and others like him. Well, Culler, don't you know what you were supposed to do? You're supposed to take your text and DM a Mystic and those like him to say, hey, is this in line with the way we believe? That's what you need to do, because that's how it is.
Absolutely.
A grown man coming to another grown man on Twitter, wagging his finger at him.
What a bitch.
Over football.
You got to be, if you're a true Dolphin fan, again, no matter what the quarterback position, whoever's playing it, right? If you're a Dolphin fan and your team is playing on that Sunday, Monday, or Thursday night, you got to root for the team. Just like if you're a real fan, you will be on Sunday when Skyler takes the field against Seattle. But I know something Michael K will agree with, and maybe you guys will too. Lewis, probably. Have I ever even let EM wag his finger at me?
I don't think EM's a finger wagger. That's a bitch move.
Okay, fine.
That's a bitch move.
Cap. There you go, Cap.
That's right.
You had to do it, didn't you?
You goddamn right. I stand on business.
You get my point, though. What makes this jackass think that I'm going to let him sit there and be like, well, you're on the fence and you need to explain yourself? Go fuck yourself. How about that for an explanation?
The problem is, again, Mo Ali. I'm coming at Lewis because he was talking shit about the Bills' window being over, or I guess that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I know. I see.
The Bills' window never opened. I mean, what have they won, bro? They get dog walked. The same problem that they have, that the Miami Dolphins have in these biggest moments.
They beat us, right? They do beat us. They got that on us.
Well, again,
but we're all closer in this aspect. Bills Dolphins are closer to the fucking Carolina Panthers than any of us are to the fucking Chiefs. So don't act like you got some high ground on me, motherfucker. Right. Don't act like you got some high ground on me.
Well, haven't they got dog walked by the Cincinnati Bengals at home too?
Oh, fuck yeah, dog. The Bengals again.
Didn't the Bengals beat them in the playoffs 24-10?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about here?
So real quick, here's the final word on people like that on Twitter. Okay. I don't live for you.
I don't even know your name, dog.
And that's just simply it. I don't live for you. I had something else to say, but I done forgot. I'm so freaking.
Well, I got about 5 minutes, and then I got to get to this game. So I got to get going. But I do want to say a couple of things. Is that look, lot of bitch energy out there, and we've for the better part of the end of last year to this season, and dating back to even the end of the 2022 season, have kind of geared in a way to put an end to the infighting in the fan base, right? For the hopes of that it would be a better result. The bottom line is, and here's the thing that the ones that are identifying as trans tuosexuals, right? Because that's what y'all are. You're trans tuosexuals. For those that have hid their head and hide their hand and won't stand up, that fought tooth and nail, putting together collages of, highlight tapes that prove these such obscure points of why Tua is elite, and all this stuff. They're stat picking, the cherry picking of stats. All of that would not affirm the reality of the situation, and it's why not only your tuosexual showing, but the lack of football and what it's about is showing. Because I'm going to let everyone here that doesn't know this, and listen the fuck up, you idiots, something about this game. Okay, you can be fast, you can be strong, you can be big, you can be smart, you could have all of those things, but if you ain't got heart, the violence of the game will beat you every single time. It will beat you every single time. And those of you who haven't played the game, those of you who don't understand competitive sports like this, those of you who ain't been in a physical confrontation your whole existence, ain't been punched in the mouth, ain't had to think, oh, fuck, I might die because these people are beating on me. You don't understand adrenaline or the fight or flight or what it's like to have your body beaten up in a manner that you're fighting back, because you're hoes, you're pussies. You are the ones that aren't ever in that situation because you're hiding in your house. You ain't living out here in the real world. It's more than that too. Like, this is a society citizen on citizen problem, which you fucking pussies out there that think because you possess what is shown as power today, when you can sit here and say and threaten or whatever, but none of that matters if I start beating the fuck out of you. Right?
And by the
Hold
way,
on, Culler, let me land on it, because I'm telling you, if someone can't take the violence of the game, then they're not cut for the game. And the hit that Tua took is such a routine fucking football action to go to sleep at. You cannot field him, and you all will cape and talk about this specialist, this fucking method, this diet, this fuck yourself, you fucking dumb fucks. None of that means shit when a linebacker goes, oh, here's that guy that if I hit him, go night-night, I'm gonna come and get me some of that. I'm hungry. Some psycho fucking path back there, and you all ain't ready for that.
So we got 2 replies here real quick. New ones.
Oh, shit.
He says, I never said I wouldn't stop rooting for Miami. First off, I will watch every game this season. I'm a realistic and understand we lost our best shot of a winning season, and you/others thinking Skylar can change that is the funniest shit I've heard all day. Well, Mystic, keep that shit to your fucking self. How about that? And then he says, you also thinking me not jumping on the Skylar to the top of the top train because it's the fan thing to do is hilarious. That is not what I said, nor do I give a shit if you think it's funny or not that I think we can win. Okay? What I took issue with in a polite manner was that you lying that Skylar got blown out.
Mm.
You can think he's shit. You can think it's funny that I think he's not because of your eye test compared to mine. That's why we play the games. Ha ha. I'll shake your hand and move on if I'm wrong. But you lying on my fucking quarterback is why I have an issue.
Just
And
lying,
so
just lying all
that,
together, dog.
if you
Motherfucker
don't
lie.
understand that, I suggest you leave me alone. Because if that's the funniest shit you've heard all day, keep it to your goddamn self if you're gonna fucking lie about it.
Yeah, if you're gonna lie, that's that, and that's the problem, right? Y'all been lying to yourselves, and y'all are lying on this fucking team, and y'all lied to everything to get this quarterback not only paid, but that he is not what my eyes tell me a medical risk on the field. And because of that, you're going to lie again here directly that there's some magical fucking cure that's going to come around. Fuck all that. Go ahead, Lou. I got to run, boys. I'll see you guys later.
All right, Cap. I would just say, all right, Cap, be easy. I would just say to the situation, and I'm not even talking about Mystic and Culler. They obviously got something else going on, and it is what it is. I would just say because listen, there's been a lot of people that have been attacked, right, because of their Tua takes against Tua, right, and that's not right. Right? You can't tell people that they can't believe in Tua, right?
Of course not.
What I would say, to be fair to the situation, though, Culler, is that now people that are saying the same things about Scholar, that they don't believe in him and stuff, they're fair to have that opinion as well, right? Like,
of course they are.
Right. So
and all I did was point out that we've had success with Skyler against strong teams and strong situations, and that, I mean, I don't understand. What is it not right? Did I offend him by trying to change his opinion?
No, absolutely not. That's why I'm not even addressing.
I want as many fans rooting for the team as I can possibly get.
Absolutely. Well, like,
and if he's that distraught over losing the quarterback, I'm going to say things to encourage people. Yo, it ain't all that. It ain't fucking Chicken Little. Well, when I'm trying, why would somebody then bring up all this other harbored shit about me being on the fence and all that? And just because I said, yo, don't lie. Like, if you don't believe in our chances with Skyler, that's fine. I don't believe in our chances with Tua.
Right.
But I don't sit here during the season, and I certainly don't single people out. Again, as I said earlier, I'm not Pete. I wish people would stop thinking I am. I don't sit here and troll people all day about their belief in Tua. I post something as a matter of fact that might express my opinion about Tua. And just because somebody thinks I'm trolling them, that's their problem, dude. Because when they started this shit, Lewis, yesterday, about, not just trashing Skyler, which is fine, but when you're trashing him by saying, outright lies, I felt the need to post the last 6 meetings with Buffalo. A 31-10 loss with Tua, a 21-14 loss with Tua, a 48-20 loss with Tua, a 34-31 loss with Skyler, a 32-29 loss to Tua with Tua, and a 21-19 victory with Tua. I even made sure to put in the victory when I didn't have to illustrate my point. I made it clear that this is not about throwing shade in particular. This is saying, yes, and I can even recognize that sub 30-point performance was in fact a win. It can happen. See, what I'm saying there is The measure is not whether you can score over 30 against these teams in the first place. But if they were going to make it that measure, then Skyler is the only quarterback on our roster that has measured up to that. That's all I was saying. So for them to be so out on the guy, I thought was a wrong opinion. And I said, why? I backed it up with history. That's all I did, Lou. If that is really hurting people that much, then I'm just going to stay off Twitter, bro. I ain't made for Twitter. You know what I mean? Because people turn around on me and you hear how people treat me in spaces, bro. You hear how people, I mean, if that's how it is, and I can't even express my opinion by backing it up with history without offending so many people, dude, and having to say, now it's on me because I just got to accept the fact that Mystic has been harboring ill will towards me without coming to me about it. If he thinks I'm on the fence, that shit's insulting, Lewis.
Hey, people are just in their feelings, fellas. That's all it is.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. Yet,
People just in their feelings.
here's another thing that's crazy. You know, people. This is people can be in their feelings, but as far as treating a person, with respect, oh well, I guess he doesn't have as many followers as I thought he would, but that's beside the point. I just can't understand how people are like, this is normal behavior. And if it is on Twitter, then again, like I said, I just ain't cut out for it. I try to be the asshole like everybody else. Now I try to be, Mr. I'm not going to say something without, making sure everybody knows I ain't trying to, hurt nobody's feelings. And that don't even, what the fuck, dude? The place is trash, man. The whole platform is freaking garbage, dude. Because of garbage people like that.
Well, we would have a much better place, Culler, if people would just, again, do this. What I've been calling for is just keep it objective, right? Like if a quarterback, Tua for the most part, when he's playing, if he's playing well, praise him. And when he shits the bed like he did on Thursday night, come out and kill him for it. And a lot of people they don't have those thoughts, Culler. It's like if you like Tua, no matter what he does, he's just perfect. And if you hate him, no matter what he does, you just hate him. You don't like him. And that's why there's so much confusion, and that's why little things like this on Twitter, that a post here, a post there, it turns into something it really shouldn't be, because it's just
Of course.
stand on stance, bro, and it shouldn't be about stance. Keep it objective.
And even if I said some things and he's got certain standards, that I didn't live up to when it comes to making previous statements, why not say something to me, bro? Why not make me a co-host in your space so nobody can talk, so nobody can mute me, so I can make it very clear what side of the whatever fence I'm supposed to be on or not supposed to be on. See, I don't try to live on one side of the fence or the other, Lewis. I thought I also made that clear to people. Like, I go across the tracks. I ain't afraid. You know what I mean? And I actually live that. I don't just talk it. I grew up on the east side of the tracks. Not a hugely hard town, only West Palm Beach, but you know what I mean, bro? And I just don't understand, like, it's just crazy to me. I just ain't built for that shit, I guess. I gotta find ways to ignore people like him when they say shit like that, bro. But I feel like somebody's just clowning me. Like, you're such a fool for thinking that Skyler can win, that we have a chance with it, Skyler. I mean, bro, why's people gotta clown me over that shit?
Well, I mean, that's the thing I was kind of trying to say earlier, Culler. It's like, and again, this is just some friendly advice from me to you. This is how I would handle it. This is the same thing people would say when people would come out and say we believe in Tua, though Tua gives us the best chance to win. And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people in general would clown people that had that opinion, right?
Of course. And I think I think it's childish.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is it still happened, right?
Of course.
So I would just say, bro, don't even worry about it. At the end of the day,
I'm saying, I know that happens, Luis. I get clowned all day about my opinions about Tua on the negative and about Skyler on the positive. So what, and I get what you're saying, but this is Mystic. I didn't realize there was an issue. I thought he was a real person. I thought he was everybody's boy. I thought everybody fucked with him. It's not like I'm just picking out some rando.
I don't think he has a problem. I mean, I can try to reach out to him on Twitter and see if he wants to come
I don't need you to. I don't need you to. Because he's shown me already he can't be adult enough to understand that. So I'm just going, you know me, Lou. I don't need anybody in my life, bro. So I just walk away and let people think whatever they want about me. I don't need his friendship, is what I'm saying.
I don't think he's harboring any issues though. I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, it's news to me that I'm a fence sitter, bro.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
As much as we've been in spaces with Mystic, somebody could have said something. And so that just tells me something about a person. I don't like the guy as much as everybody else does in the spaces. So that's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Like I said, bro, at the end of the day, I don't have complete faith in Skyler, but that's not going to stop me from rooting my ass off for him on Sunday, right? But
it's also in my capacity here at the Finn's Tailgate, as I've promised my audience, which he would know because he don't know nothing about fucking me, right? He would know that I've promised my audience several times over the years that when we're in the season, I'm going to tell you how we can win. Whether we do that or not, whether I believe we're going to do the things I say or not, that's a different discussion. But he's got to realize that whether I get paid for it or not, whether it's my my own doing, my own choice, my job here, because of a promise that I made to the people I talk to, my job here is to tell y'all how I think we can win. What are the keys that we need to do with Skyler to win?
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody says to me, well, there's no hope because he gets blown out every time we play him, I'm simply going to call that person out for being incorrect.
Oh, 1,000%.
And that's not caping up for Skyler.
Well, Culler, let me ask you a question though, Culler. Like, because obviously Skyler's going to play. If he starts playing and we start seeing issues, right? And I'm not just saying you. I'm asking your opinion on the situation. Do you think some of the people that harbored some feelings against Tua, do you think they'll start making some lame excuses? Because again,
of course they will.
Oh, okay. So that's
of course they will.
Let's just be fair to the situation, right?
Of course they will. And that's simply kind of, I guess, maybe if I sum it up and say, look, Mystic, I don't have no ill will towards you. If you need me to apologize for something, then I'll apologize. I don't know what for, but you know what I mean? And if that's not the case, then whatever. Just we'll agree to not rub shoulders, I guess. But if I were to say, hey, look, just please know that I'm not fucking Pete.
Right. Well, that again, I'm not even trying to.
That was the Mystic, not you, Lou.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's what.
But it was also to answer your question. You know what I mean, of how I feel about those people. You know.
Yeah, right. I just don't want it to turn into now if we're in a game and let's say Skyler underthrows Tyreek, because it's not a Tua or Skyler problem. It's just Tyreek is fast as fuck.
Right, of course.
Right. So if we see a pass from Skyler, are we going to hear that was a bad throw, or she should have because that's what we heard with Tua. And the
Right.
same way I kind of would defend too, I'll defend Skylar in that aspect as well. I just don't want to have people
Right.
that we're shitting on Tua all the time for a bad throw here or a bad. Are we going to make excuses for Skylar? Because
I mean, I know I don't plan to. And see, real quick, and I'm glad we can transition to real football talk, sort of. If you've still got a little time, I don't want to impose on your day, Lou. But I'm glad you asked that question because it goes back to what my take was last night. And how I think we should actually, what my personal opinion is about how we should proceed, going forward, whether I think that's what we're going to do or not. Because I listened to y'all talk last night, you and Tony and Alex, and it was painful to hear fair opinions, you know what I mean? And it was painful because it was hard to disagree with what y'all were saying. That's why it was painful to hear, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to think that, you know what I mean? That it's all, that they're going to revert to business mode, you know what I mean? Because if we're going to revert to business mode, then I might as well not even talk about how we can win the rest of the way. You know what I mean? I got to know, you know what I mean? And so if McDaniel's coming out there with a posture of, we plan on continuing to make our run and being serious about it, and the players themselves show the fuck up, then I feel confident that I won't look like an idiot if we do lose and I say we should have won. You know what I mean?
right.
So in other words, again, am I a fool? Like, are they just lying to us and like already? And like, because here's the thing, real quick. I know I'm rambling, but my take yesterday was that I think it's critical that if the organization and the team and the players have all come together and decided, yes, we're going to actually try to be competitive. I understand that forget a Super Bowl. Okay, I get that. And that's ultimately the goal. So what are we doing anyway? Well, to that, I would say we were always going to need a certain amount of luck to win the Super Bowl. Every team that's not quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes needs a certain amount of luck to win the Super Bowl. We just need more now than we did before.
I would agree with that, because
But we still got the same motherfucking team.
1,000%.
And we got a guy that has proven he can put over 30 points on Buffalo in their house in a critical situation. Regardless of what you can nitpick his play that day and pick out flaws and all that, we obviously can do that about Tua as well.
1,000%. I would want to highlight though, in that game, Skylar put 20. Well, the
Okay,
offense put
fair enough.
24,
Fair enough.
right?
Clear
Like,
enough. And I stand on toes too, Lou. If you're correct in my memory, the defense scored one, then I have to take that into consideration.
yeah. So
my only point being that he led our team.
Oh, absolutely.
That. And that's not to take away from what Tua did, unless a guy like that is going to come out and lie on Skylar and say, "Oh, we're going to get blown out," instead of being respectable.
No. Listen, in the playoff
when
game,
it's Tua the one been getting blown out by the good teams, you know what I mean?
Skylar in that playoff game, Culler, he made throws that our top paid wide receiver should have made. And
that's true too. I didn't even want to bring that up because that's become subjective. At more time that passes from that game, Lou, it's become more subjective in opinion.
No,
so we can't get. It's like I have no leg to stand on saying that anymore. Apparently,
no. Skylar made some good throws and some good plays in that game. He made some bad throws and some bad plays in that game. It happened.
Tyreek dropped a first down right in his breadbasket for 15 yards. They could have kept that drive going.
I believe that Jalen Waddle dropped a touchdown pass if he would have caught it. So
he dropped 3. I'll give credit to the defender on one of them. We can nitpick Skylar's pass on a second one, and the third one he should have had one of those 3, one of them at least.
Oh, 1,000%.
And it would have changed in a 3-point ball game. That could have changed everything.
There were some good and some bad.
But see what we're doing here, though? See what we're doing here? We're having a similar conversation we have every week about the team we already have.
Absolutely. Culler, before we get, because again, I don't know how much longer I'll be up here, but I did want to get your opinion from the show that me, Tony, and Alex did last night. You said you
Sure.
watched. Just real quick, the last
I
conversation
actually
about
remembered to hit the subscribe button this time too, bro. I ain't been
appreciate it.
ghosting y'all. I just been forgetting it. I'm you know me, bro. I'm
No, listen,
memory, short-term memory. You know what I mean?
the people that have been coming around and the support we've been getting is truly heartfelt, man. We really do appreciate it. We're young, up and coming, and we're just trying to get this thing started. But all the support we get, we definitely appreciate it. But my comments yesterday, Culler, on the show, and this is the last thing I'll say about Tua, because I'm gonna, at least for me, I'm gonna move forward with the Skylar, with the team we have. But my opinion of Tua, I'm not one of these people that's coming out and saying what I would tell him to do, because whatever he decides, that's him.
Sure.
I want to ask you your opinion on what I said, though, about the NFL maybe stepping in. Because you remember 2022, there was rumblings that Tua could have played in the playoff game. Remember, he was cleared.
Oh,
to
yeah,
play.
bro. Bro,
The
this
doctors
whole
cleared him.
conversation is a spitting image of 2022, bro.
So do you think so again, if he was cleared in 2022, and then people that listen to us on a daily basis were telling people like me and you, Culler, that the NFL held him out. Now, another situation where Tua is fencing and season up on the
Right.
field happens on
Right.
Thursday.
Which he wasn't even doing in Green Bay, the one that got him out. Anyway.
1000%. Absolutely. Do you think my statement last night that the NFL could possibly put an X on Tua's career, do you think that's a possibility, Culler?
I absolutely do. Because here's the and it sucked because dude, as drained as I finally was yesterday when I ended my show, I crashed right after I ended my show. And like I didn't wake up till like 11 or something, dude. I wanted when I watched you guys' show, I'm like, damn, it sucks I can't be here commenting live. You know what I mean? So I did put a comment in y'all's comment section about the about Skylar being the only one to score over 30 or lead to over 30. So I wanted y'all to see, at least know I was lurking. But I was screaming. I was in the kitchen when you were saying that, making some coffee, and I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs. Of course they will. Dude, it's a corporation. People have to forget that have to remember that first and foremost. And once, like we always do at the Fins Tailgate, if you take an attitude making these takes, these off the field takes from the perspective of a corporation and not necessarily a football corporation, it starts to become a lot clearer what the potential is. Now they didn't go full boat last time with the potential, but I was making this take back then, Lou. It's the same take. If the NFL has, okay, it's just like you with your job. Your company didn't just start saying, "Hey, Lou, you want to drive?"
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's certain things you have to, even with your own license as a driver license, which applies to everybody. See, what a license is a set of guidelines that say, if you follow these guidelines, this license will protect you from certain liabilities and other certain things, right? Law, even in some cases, if it's a license to, do other things, and in your case, I don't know if you have a CDL or not, but even if you had some kind of training or extra training from your company as to how to handle your company's way of the way they think you should drive, okay, regardless, if you don't drive that way, they're not going to have you delivering anymore. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. 1000%.
And if you let's say you got in an accident, which is excusable because they give you a certain grace, for things like it not being your fault and various other things, right? Let's say you got a head injury in that car accident, and then it did cause a concussion and much other things, and you were medically cleared to go back to work after a while, right? And let's say you get another fender bender, and that one is even excused, even though your company's like, one more and we're firing you. But that one gets excused, and you bump your head on the steering wheel and you get another concussion. Now, you as a driver have to make sure that your wits are about you. Like, you can't be woozy. You know what I mean? So at some point, your company could literally step in and say, you know what? Forget the accidents. You've had so many concussions that we can't really have you driving anymore. And there ain't nothing your doctor or anybody else can say that will authorize you to drive their vehicle other than them authorizing you to drive your vehicle. Would that be a fair statement to make?
1,000%, absolutely.
Right. So with all of the liability involved, not with the with the image is what you were, the optics is what you had referred to last night as well. But with the liability when it comes to you let this guy, you authorize this guy to play NFL football again, and the worst happens. Let's say Tua don't have the choice not to bring a lawsuit because let's say he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think his family is going to sue the ever-loving piss out of the NFL, regardless of whether Tua chose to be on the field or not?
1,000%, Culler.
There ain't a waiver on the planet that will protect the NFL from that lawsuit.
Well, Culler, and this is the point I made yesterday, right? And you're smart enough to let all the viewers know. What's the biggest lawsuit thrown at the NFL?
The one dealing with concussions, which they're still paying out on to this day.
1,000%. And you mean to tell me in the 2020 era, right? We'll just call it the 2020 era. You have the poster boy of concussions, and you mean to tell me from a business standpoint, the NFL is going to let him get back on the field?
Right. And to your point about Kaepernick, they couldn't even handle a little bit of, edginess and controversy. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
And did they have to cite any regulation other than we don't authorize this guy to be on the football field?
Yeah, man. I just,
it's like as far as forcing him to not play. Look, they have. I don't know if the NFL's ever done it, but they have the ability to ban players from the stadium altogether. Like, let's say if you're unruly and you have all kinds of off the field issues and you do something and your team's willing to play, the NFL could literally be like, you know what? Hard Rock could be like, we don't want that guy here, restraining order. I'm just saying there are ways to force the guy to not play. They could be that extreme. Like, he's not allowed to be down. Look, if you ran down on the field, greased up deaf guy, right? If you were to run down on the field, the security's tackling you because you're not authorized to be on the field. They can literally be like, Tua is not authorized to be on an NFL football field.
1,000%, bro.
And they don't have to give a reason. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look at now. I don't want to misspeak. We'd have to look at the collective bargaining agreement to see how much power the NFL actually has in that regard.
Well, I just don't. Again, the owners.
I'm assuming as a corporation and liability reasons, they'd be like, no, Well,
one thing me and you both know, Culler, at the end of the day, the owners, they're in it for the money. And when you're an owner of $1 billion corporation, the last thing you like to do is lose money. And at the end of the day, two things can be true. From a jersey selling standpoint, from a guy that you want to lead your franchise, it's Tua, right?
Yep.
Tua is great. But being on the field and with these concussion situations, Tua is bad for the bottom dollar.
Yep.
Right. And that's what the NFL is at the end of the day. We are the ones as fans invested in our team and jerseys and players. The NFL is worried about the bottom dollar. They don't care about color commentary's feelings, Lewis's feelings, Tua Tagovailoa's feelings.
Correct.
They care about the bottom dollar. And at the end of the day, we're just talking about dollar signs. Tua in this scenario is bad for business.
Right. And the thing of it is that those 32 owners or 31 plus the Green Bay shareholders, they all entrusted Roger Goodell to make those decisions for their bottom line. So if it's not that the owners would probably head it off at the pass and wink, wink, nod, nod to him so that they were clear what their position is. But if he let Tua play anyway and it caused a big liability, then they would just take it out on Goodell by not voting him back in as the commissioner, and they'd fire him.
Absolutely. Well, what I think is going to happen, right?
So Goodell would have to risk his job to let Tua play, basically.
Well, and again, this is where I didn't say this last night, but I'm gonna say it now. This is where I think the NFL, the owners, again, it's a goody two-shoe club. There's 31 of them, right?
Sure.
They band together. I think the owners are going to put real pressure on.
Well,
Stephen
that's what
Ross.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Likely it wouldn't go that far. They would impress upon Goodell in a private conversation what their feelings are ahead of time. That way Goodell already knows, holy shit, I'm risking my job here. Tua ain't worth it. You know what I mean?
Right. What I think, listen, we've all heard rumors, right, that Jerry Jones runs this league. What he has like a majority vote out of all the owners. I think that phone call has already been made.
Oh, he has the veto. You're saying he's like the tiebreaker.
I think he's the tiebreaker, and I think owners have already reached out to Stephen Ross and said, "Listen, you paid this guy. That money went out. You're gonna have to swallow this."
Yep.
Right? Like we're not again.
Well, so to clear that part of it up, if they are able to force him out, from what I understand, even if it's the Dolphins that did it, from what I understand, if he retires before being medically cleared, he eats the money. If he's medically cleared, I think, and retires, then we eat the money.
Well, I don't want to be naive.
Could be backwards, but you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely. What I think is they're going to put pressure on him to retire, regardless of the.
Now, that was my question to Capitan. If the NFL is the one forcing the hand, then how's that our fault if we're willing to play him and he's medically cleared? Shouldn't the NFL, I'm not saying cover the whole thing, but some kind of compensation for us, a compensatory pick or something?
Well, yeah, again, that would be, I don't know about that. I just think that whatever happens, if they did force him to retire, I would say that there would be an injury settlement, right? Maybe Miami don't have to pay out all the money, but I think Miami gives him a nice chunk of change to walk away. You see what I'm saying?
And that's probably where the for people that think everything is has an agenda, that's probably where the flood of recommendations from the executives and journalists and ex-football players is coming from to get him to retire, because the NFL is trying to strong arm him before they have to be held responsible for all the money.
1,000%. Yeah.
Right. Miss Finn says if he clears and retires, no money. If he doesn't clear and gets medically retired, he could get his money.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, I just think whichever scenario happens, I think Tua's going to get paid. I think the Dolphins will do right by him if he gets medically cleared and he retires and he doesn't get the money. Or
we've already done right by him, to be honest with you. But
I agree.
The reason I say that is to say, why wouldn't we going forward? You know what I mean? Yeah, not to say that that's enough, but just to say that, that seems to be, they like the guy personally. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's been very clear,
Well, again, that's what I was saying. From the NFL standpoint, two things can be true. When you're looking for a guy to represent your league, you want a guy like Tua. He's not going to nightclubs. He's not getting in trouble. As the NFL commissioner, you're not getting a call from Tua at 3 a.m. saying, hey, I got myself in this trouble. Right. So from that standpoint, he's good for business. It's on the field and the optics of 2 primetime games, especially this last one, Roger Goodell being in the building, and you got an NFL player laying down with his arm straight up in the air and he's fencing, like having seizures on the field. That right there is bad for business. And this is the second time. This is not the first time it happened, Culler. This is the second time.
Right. And people can say that, oh, well, they don't do that for every other player. This is the guy that all eyes that are watching that TV have their eyes on. It's different.
But when people make the argument anyway, forget about the quarterback. Yes, other players have concussions, Culler. What other players are fencing and having seizures on the field?
Right, exactly.
None. Take the quarterback out. I don't care if it's a quarterback or running back, receiver, whoever it is. The problem is it's Tua is having seizures on the field.
Right. Exactly.
It's not about the
Exactly.
concussions. It's about the optics of what it looks like. Thank God, at least on Thursday, he was able to walk off the field. Let's not
Instead,
forget in
right, instead of being
2022,
ambulance. That's because they
was
kind of, I
ambulance
think, because they know, like, if it would have been the first one, they probably would have rolled out the ambulance. You know what I mean? But now they
Absolutely.
know. You know,
Absolutely. Right.
because I think he had already come back too by the time they had him on the stretcher in Cincinnati. You know what I mean? I think he was already back aware by then.
Right. I
But
agree.
real quick, I if you could just stick around to hear one thing about the situation going forward. But I need to just grab a reading of this quick article from Spot Track that they tweeted that Capitan shared with me to clear up
Okay, yeah.
any questions. While a full recovery is the only real focus here, in response to questions regarding Tua's contract, the deal includes 167 million guaranteed for injury, 43 million of which has been paid in 2024. If he's medically cleared to return to football but opts to retire, he will forego the remaining 124 million, barring a custom settlement. And that's where, you know, we were just talking about what the Dolphins would be willing to do in that situation. If he's medically forced into retirement, he has the right to collect the entire 124 mil. But going forward for the Dolphins, and now this take is it has to be heard clearly that I'm talking about if the everybody has gotten together and said, fuck the tank, we're seriously putting effort to continue to compete this year. Let's just say that decision has been made. I'm not saying that's the decision they're going to make. I'm saying, because I'm more of a realist like you, Lou, and what you guys were talking about last night. You know what I mean? I'm just not ready to transition into actually having those shows yet. You know what I mean? Fair enough, right?
Well, absolutely.
But right. Well, that being said, if the decision favors what fans want us to do, and that's continue to compete, damn the results. You know what I mean? Then to me, if you plan on bringing a veteran, which they've made it clear they do, okay, supposing, you know, Tua is not coming back, whatever, I would we're still going to be in a situation where we have to ride with Skyler for a couple, 2 or 3 games to get all that up to speed. Okay. Unless you're talking about somebody like Jimmy G, the catch up time would be a lot shorter, but it would still be a game or two, which gives you the opportunity to get the look that everybody wants. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. I understand that there's a high likelihood, Lewis, that it ain't going to look good for Skyler on a consistent 3-hour game for 2-3 games in a row.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying we should say, oh, see, after the first couple games. Obviously, anybody in a backup situation like that, in this situation where everybody's hearts are all on their shoulders, apparently, anybody's going to struggle in that situation. So I'm not even going to be out on Skyler if we don't beat Seattle. Even if he kind of looks bad. I mean, obviously there's levels. He could look bad enough to even where I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? But because people are going to immediately be like, see, I told you so. But it's like anybody in that situation. I want to know 2 or 3 games. Can we trust this? Even if we lose a couple of them, can we trust this to actually get 1 or 2 or get the job done going forward, given enough time? So I want to put that caveat out there. But it's in all likelihood, if they're already deciding that we should make sure we're looking to a veteran, that we're probably going to end up needing said veteran. And I'm not trying to throw shade on Skyler. I think I've proven by now that I'm not throwing shade on Skyler. I'm being more of a realist like everybody else. And this is why what I'm not a realist about is the only solution to that is tanking. You know what I mean? And the team not showing up for Skyler because the tank is in. That's what I'm not gonna talk about. You see what I'm saying? However,
The only
real
reason,
quick, the decision being made, though, like I said earlier, decision being made that we're competing. My thing is, you need to have, if you are doing that veteran thing, you need to do it now. You can't wait until, oh yeah, see, we were right about Skyler 3 weeks from now, and then bring the veteran in, because you're still going to need to. He's going to struggle for 1 or 2 games till he gets up to speed. What I want to see is them go do it now. Let Skyler start, though, so that when Skyler does fail, like everybody would say, our guy's ready to go. And we don't have another game lapse because of it.
but I know last night I brought up a name in Tom Brady. I would have already
Right.
made that. I would have already made that phone call. Now I don't know if Tom Brady is willing to leave that $300 million he got from Fox to
Right.
come and play. So I started thinking a little last night before I went to bed. There's a guy that is also, he's on CBS broadcast now, in Matt Ryan. And
Right.
last time we seen Matt Ryan with the Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel on the Atlanta Falcons staff that were playing in the Super Bowl. So that would be another name if you're looking for a veteran. I would throw this out there. But sleeping on it, Culler, and this is the last thing I'll say. I'm going to get back to the family and the beach.
Mhm.
I appreciate you letting me know.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you coming over, man. Sweet.
Sleeping on it, I am going to ride with Skyler. What I don't want from this team, though, is if you're going to play Skyler, to your point, go all in, bro. I don't want to see Skyler hand off the ball 35 times and we're trying to play a defensive game and this and that. Listen,
I don't want to see 3 drops from Waddle because he's in his feels about Tua. I'm sorry to be so harsh.
We paid 2 top receivers. All right. You have weapons all across the field. Let Skyler play is all I'm asking for. I don't want to see 35 times and we're trying to win ball games 13-10. This is an explosive offense, no matter who the quarterback is. If Skyler comes out and you let him throw 37 times like you did to game 1 and Skyler throws 4 touchdowns, hey, it's beneficial for the team. If you let Skyler throw 37 times and he throws 4 interceptions and we lost. We lost with 3 interceptions on Thursday. What the fuck is the difference?
And there again,
let him play. Period.
Yeah, and there again, even if we, he showed out and we were just not getting wins, I'd be like, okay, well, I would question maybe he just doesn't have what it takes to win, and that's fair enough. Even I still want that veteran ready to go. I don't want to decide at that point, oh, now we got to go get a veteran and burn 2 more games, because if you're going to try to compete without the guy that you really want, which is obviously Tua, then you still got to be strategic about it. You got to realize games matter. You know what I mean? And so have the guy waiting in the wings. Don't just ride with Skyler and be like, oh, well, I guess it's a tank anyway.
Just, again, all I'm asking for is let him play. Right?
Yeah, agreed.
Don't hold him back. If he fails, he fails. If he succeeds, then he succeeds.
And that's where I need to address the team.
But I'm going to get up out of here, Culler. Again, I appreciate you. And
I appreciate you, man.
Keep doing your thing, bro.
Y'all too. Keep it up over at the Blitz Pickup. Everybody get over there and subscribe to them right now. Don't watch the show yet. Finish watching this one. Watch it after you're done watching this one. That one's recorded already. It ain't going nowhere. But make sure you do. Go check out what Tony and Lou and Alex were talking about last night about the fate of our season. Look, this is for the team, and I got to get out of here because I gotta head to the florist. And we're riding at just over 2 hours. That's perfect. Y'all hit the like button. I appreciate every one of you still chilling and listening. 212 of you between all 3 social platforms. And I would just say, look, I understand where everybody's coming from on the Skyler thing, but don't hide what you think is really going on by throwing shade on Skyler and lying on his history. Okay? You could say, hey, my eye tests don't like him. Fine, I can respect that. My eye tests don't pan out for Tua half the time. Fine, I hope people can respect that. But don't think this is anything but about the team. Like, if you're going to tell me that the team is already checked out because Tua was the only one that they can have deliver them a football, then what were we ever going to do in the first place? Ever. We knew the guy was injury prone. We knew we'd have to face this. Do you really think that when they decided to go with Skyler and cut our third quarterback, that do you think that they weren't ready for the potential still at that point? Or do you think it's a situation like, oh, this other guy said one time that if you're, we don't have good backups because if you have the backup, you're fucked anyway? Well, what kind of sense is that? Those people said that because those teams were trash. Last time I checked, our team ain't trash. And I mean, look, McDaniel, the team. I know McDaniel's going to do what he does. His stuff don't work from week to week. That has nothing to do with the players. So there's potential we lose Tua or Skyler because of Mike McDaniel's nonsense. So if you're going to tell me it was Mike McDaniel is the reason we played Buffalo so well in that playoff game because you don't want to put any credit to Skyler, that's fine. But now don't turn around and tell me McDaniel is trash like you have been for the past few weeks, because things didn't look the greatest starting out in Jacksonville. And obviously you saw what happened Thursday night before Tua got injured. We're blaming McDaniel for that all week. So which is it? Well, we're going to find out Sunday. We're going to find out if the players show up, which they did for that Buffalo game with Skyler, because I don't want to believe that any footballs were purposely dropped. Because even with those dropped footballs, we still almost won the game. So the players showed up for Skyler. They are out there saying they believe in Skyler. The coach said he believes in Skyler. And I'm telling my team, the team I root for, that I pay to see, if y'all are bullshitting, because people can say, oh, a player would never do that. Well, if y'all have already checked out, can you please just let us know for real? Like, send me an email or something. Because we got a long way to go. It's week 2. We got a long way to go. And I thought, I didn't plan to like sit here and go, oh, because of Skyler, our season is done. What do you mean by our season is done? Does that mean that we're going to literally go 1-16? If that's the case, we're going Billy Batson, then we're going 1-16, because if the team is checked out, how do we get another win? Let me ask you this. The performance the other night was Tua's. That was worse than I've ever seen Skyler play. Skyler did all right when he came in. He had 10 yards a clip. You telling me that we don't get an hour of game time with Skyler throwing 10-yard passes on average that's not a chance to win a ball game? Are you really that? I'd have to question your football acumen. Cap says if the team is checked out, Mike McDaniel should lose his job. I agree. And I'm not going to lie, as dejected as he is about Tua, and I'm starting to think that it's not just Tua, that he knows that as well, Cap, already. And he already knows his future. Should I make that call right now? Should I put it on the line right now that I think McDaniel already knows he's gone? Or is that too crazy? Because y'all think we're tanking from here on out. So is it too crazy for me to think Mike McDaniel knows he's already gone? Well, the last coach we had that knew he was already gone, yeah, he got a few wins. Ended with a winning season. Well, Capitan, he says if Mike McDaniel can't turn this team around to win it, there's a real problem. To win it for Tua, I'm assuming he said there's a real problem. And I agree. And there's an equal problem if he can. Because then guess what? These sycophants will never see Tua behind center again. Some would argue that's a bigger problem. Good morning, Capitan Rafuccio. That would be resident Raiders fan and YouTuber Rafael, the other El Capitan from the Raiders fan base. Everybody give him a shout out. And there was one particular comment that person made to me that really stood out. The part about Skyler won't score more than 7. Even in the game that we barely beat the Jets in, he scored more than 7. And I just want to point out that there was a guy, what was his name? Oh, he used to be a YouTuber. He used to do YouTube stuff. Everybody loved him. Pete, help me out. What was that guy's name? He had the avatar with the little bald guy in it. You remember who that was, Pete? If anybody can, Larry, AB remembers Larry L. Yeah, Larry, Pete. That's who it was. AB got it. I remember the week before the Buffalo game, the playoff game. I remember, and I'll quote, we were going to lose that game 42-7. And it's ironic, I think, that he used 7 because this guy says that Skyler won't score over 7. So Larry L, that's the last person. I asked, I told the Mystic, hey, you're not the only person that's ever said that, and I'm giving receipts right now. Larry L. Do you need me to bring you up, Ollie? I don't know if you got controls or not. It was Larry L that said that. Dolphins are going to lose this game 42-7. We don't even have a chance. Y'all are fooling yourselves. We lost that game, as you saw a minute ago, 34-31. Larry L doesn't do anything anymore on YouTube. That's not the reason he quit, but suffice it to say, Larry L doesn't do anything else on YouTube. So I guess I don't think Ali he just probably wanted to yak at me backstage. I don't see a private message that he wants me to bring him up, and I think he's got controls anyway. So, oh, is he back, MTG? I'll check that out. I'll have to check it out if he is. Is that who you're talking about? So that being said, after explaining to you the receipts of how often, I'm probably going to end it here in a second, Ollie. Unless you really got to get a comment out, I'll wait. I can ramble a little longer. But so I'll go ahead and say thank you to everybody on the way out. Make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. So after telling you about Larry L and the last person that told me that Skylar wouldn't score more than 7, I would say I would just ask the audience one more time before I end it. Am I a fool?